My son Ryan passed away November 15th of 2020 from fentanyl poisoning.
My son Ryan took a pill and died in my arms.
It was the hardest thing me and my family have ever went through, losing my brother and almost losing me as well.
I mean, it's something I think about when I wake up in the morning, something I think about when I go to bed at night.
I don't know why I was chosen and why he wasn't. And the fact that he is not going to get a whole life worth living is just, it breaks my heart every single day.
Not only did it take away my son, but it took away so much of me.
If I can reach one kid, just one, and prevent the same tragedy from happening to someone else, then I absolutely want to do it.
How hard is it to look at that and think about that?
It's excruciating. It's like nothing. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
And John, what were the first signs that something terrible was happening to your sons? How did you know?
Well, I mean, we were all watching a boxing match, and they had gotten, a couple of pills off of a friend that was a childhood friend. I actually saw the pills, but they're adults. I guess he took his pill, everything seemed fine. Then about 15 minutes later, he started talking very, like he had no idea what he was saying. And he just fell over. At that point, my son Ryan was still in the room. I don't know if he had done whatever he had done yet or not. He said he'd be right back. He went upstairs. I was trying to, put water on him, and so he was still breathing. And I went upstairs. I was calling the ambulance as I went upstairs to 911. I walked into Ryan's room, and he was laying up against the wall, passed out. He wasn't breathing. So I've got both the kids. So I'm trying to do CPR on him, but I'm still worried about him downstairs. And then the paramedics came, and it was, they gave him Narcan. A whole bunch of it.
3 shots of Narcan.
4 shots.
And he came back, and I went upstairs, and they told me Ryan had passed. And that's when I kind of collapsed, and else was kind of foggy after that.
You called me. He said Ryan's gone, and at first I was, where did he go? And he said he died, and
I was in the hospital when I found out. I took the pill and walked across, stood up and was talking to my dad about what we were watching on the TV at the time. And then the walls started going like this, just waving. And I started walking across the floor like, whoa, Dad, something's going on here, man. And then I heard him say, well, sit down then, right? And then I went like, and tasted it in the back of my throat, because that's what happens when you do it. And it was not what it was supposed to be. It tasted like battery acid. And everything from that, everything after I heard him say, sit down then, and that happening simultaneously, I blacked out. The next thing I remember is waking up all disoriented, covered in sweat, no glasses. I could barely see without my glasses. And I have 4 cops over me, screaming at me, saying, what did you take? And I'm just incoherent at first. And the only thing that made me snap too was hearing one of the paramedics say, well, his brother's not responding. And I automatically just snapped back to reality at that time and was just like, what do you mean my brother's not responding?
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.